Okay guys, in this lesson we take a look at the Triplanar shader, which allows you to quickly map a texture without using a UV map by projecting it from all 6 sides. So in this scene I have this very simple sphere, and if I create a shader network, let's add a standard surface shader, and also let's assign this to our sphere. I'm just going to zero out the specular weight, and now let's load an image. As I mentioned numerous times, I'm trying to avoid using shortcuts. Obviously you can use your control tab to load your shaders, but unfortunately I'm not sure if these shortcuts are going to change or stay, so that's why I'm just trying to use the very basic workflows here. So let me just load this texture here and connect it to the base color of the standard surface shader. So that's what we have. As you can see, we have this kind of polar effect, we have this seam in between. Now using the Triplanar, we can basically have this texture projected from all the sides without having any noticeable issues. So it's not working for all the situation, but in certain situations the Triplanar can be very, very useful. So let me search for Triplanar. So under utility, you can see we have this Triplanar. Now you connect the image you want to be projected from all the sides to the input of the Triplanar shader, and connect the output to the input that you want, in this case the base color of our shader. So as you can see now, this image has been projected from all the sides, from top, from left, from right, from the other sides. We have these seams that can be remedied. What we have. As you can see, we no longer have this polar effect in the Triplanar shader. So if I come down here, we can obviously scale the image. So if I just use a scale value, let's say like 2, you can see now we have a smaller texture being projected on our sphere. We can obviously rotate on different axes. Okay. We can obviously offset the texture. Again, we have different coordinate spaces, and finally we have this blend value. Let me just zero out the offset. We have this blend value which allows you to, if you take a look right now, we have this seam between the different projections from different sides. If I just increase the blend value, let's say to something like 0.1, now as you can see, the projected textures from each sides blended together smoothly by increasing the blend value. Obviously you can increase this to something like 0.2. It would be a bit obvious, but probably something like 0.1 or 0.05 would be enough for this case. Now Triplanar can be very useful in certain situations, obviously not for very obvious things like this. Even in this case it can be very, very useful. Now let me hide this sphere and unhide this 3D model that we have. Let's say I want to work with this, so let's create a new shader network. Let me assign this to this torso, and let's say I have this image that I want to use it as the, let's say, specular roughness texture, right? So if I just, now as you can see, obviously we don't have good enough UVs for this particular object. We can obviously go and work on the projection and use another projection, but we're gonna have tons of sims and stuff like that. Now in this case, especially for these kind of busier types of maps, the Triplanar is really, really amazing and useful. And if you have been following us at mographclass.com, we had our developing realistic shaders in Arnold for Cinema 4D courses, about 20 hours of developing complex and realistic shaders in Cinema 4D and Arnold, and there we use these kind of dirt maps a lot to control different attributes. And at the time we didn't have Triplanar, so it wasn't that easy to kind of project these textures correctly, and we had to kind of play around with the UVs to make them exactly what we wanted. And now you can simply use the Triplanar to do all the job. So if I just, again, load the Triplanar, use this image as the input, and use the Triplanar as the root shader here. Now, as you can see, immediately we have a nice projection without having to do anything else, just by including the Triplanar in our network. And I can now, for example, work with the scale or rotate the texture the way I want it to. So as you can see, it's really useful for situations like this. So that's about the Triplanar shader in Arnold for Cinema 4D. See you in the next lesson.